Hey there friends, sorry it's been so long since I have done another video. Life has been a little bit crazy. And yeah, a lot has happened in the last month or however long it's been. And I will try to be better about not letting it get to be that long between videos again. And the squirt actually just went into town with her dad, so I thought I would take advantage of a couple minutes to talk to you a little bit about the last appointment I had with my neurologist, and then also 5 tips for preparing to go to doctor's appointments, especially if you have anxiety about appointments. So I had just a regular checkup with my neurologist here, just to see how everything was going, and everything was looking pretty good, which is, all things considered, which is awesome. We have a game plan going for meds and whatnot for if I need to get back on a prescription med to control pain. Right now I'm not actually on anything since I'm breastfeeding the Munchkin, but we found one that my OB approved for pregnancy and breastfeeding that I can use if I decide that I need to go ahead and do that. And then something that's super exciting, and well, depending on what you think about this, it's super exciting, but I got approval to start running again. And me before this accident was like, running, why on earth would you ever want to do something like that? I was always physically active but never really did any sports or formal exercise type stuff. But after not knowing if I was ever going to be able to walk on my own again, and whether I would ever be able to walk without pain, I really want to take every advantage that I have to be able to move and use it to its full advantage. So I started running again. I had done that a little bit in college, but not a whole lot. So and when I say running, it's a mix of walking and running, but it is moving, which is something, and it's pretty exciting. And yeah, I think that was about it. Just kind of playing it by ear with the doctor, going for another checkup in a few months, unless anything changes here, but was definitely very thankful for a good report. And I do really like my neurologist that I have here, and his nurse practitioner and all of his nursing staff. They have been super, super awesome. I've had some doctors that were not so great previously though, and that's really tough, especially for anybody that has chronic illnesses or hidden illnesses, something that's not very common. A lot of times you get shuffled around from doctor to doctor, and chances are you're gonna deal with some doctors that aren't as compassionate, and might not believe you as far as what you're saying, or just the fact that even if they're nice, they have no idea what's going on, so you can just get super frustrated. And I know that even though I do like this doctor, I still deal with a lot of anxiety prior to going to any doctor. And so I just wanted to share with you 5 tips of things that help me to reduce that anxiety before I go to the doctor. So the first one is to pray about it. So I know for me, when I get really stressed out, the last thing I really want to do is pray about it. Which means that I really need to pray about it. Does anybody else have that weird dynamic where it's like, you know you should, and that you'll feel better after you do it, but you just don't want to do it? But anyway, and there are times that, especially looking back, it's like I know that my heart wasn't really in it, but it was just going through the motions. And sometimes, especially with spiritual stuff like that, to a certain degree, you kind of have to fake it till you make it. Make yourself do it, even when you don't want to do it. And yeah, it does get better. It goes in cycles, but it does get better. So yeah, number 1 tip is to pray about it. I like to pray about it the days leading up to it as I'm thinking about it, and then also as I'm driving to the doctor's appointment, and then when I'm sitting in there waiting to see the doctor. So just keeping that going on a constant cycle. My second tip is to prepare for your doctor's appointment. So especially, I'm kind of scatterbrained anyway, but especially with chronic pain stuff and sometimes the meds that you're on, it can make it really hard to remember stuff and to, I don't know, recall information quickly while you're there. So I would advise to write down any comments you have, any questions, any patterns that you've been seeing, and then also any medications that you're taking and what dosage and whatnot. So that way you have that all there. You can bring in just a notebook, or you can put it on your phone if you like to take notes on your phone, just so you have that there. So tip 2 is to prepare. Tip 3, well, let's see if I can make a 3 here, is to dress comfortably. So especially if they're going to be doing any type of exam, like for example with me, they want to examine my leg, so wearing something that it's easy to be able to get access to my leg, so a skirt or wide leg pants or something that I can roll up is super helpful. You don't want to be sitting in a doctor's appointment and feeling super stiff and uncomfortable in something, so wear something that's soft and comforting and makes you feel safe. On the flip side, it also helps me if I'm not completely wearing like really raggedy sweatpants and a sweatshirt, because then I don't feel very put together at all. So do what's best for you within reason. If you need to wear sweats, then by all means go for it. You gotta do what you gotta do. If you need to wear something that is still super comfortable but is a little nicer looking, then that's great too. I like, for access to like wide leg pants that are super comfortable, they're called palazzo pants. They're like stretchy pants, but they're not clingy. And I like those because they look nice, but I also feel super comfortable in them, and it's something that I could lay around the house in. So yeah, sorry, I'm rambling really bad today. So tip 3 is to dress comfortably. And then step 4 is to listen to music if tolerated. So if listening to music is not something that's going to cause you pain or more anxiety or something like that, it's something I definitely advise. You can do something that's super soothing, instrumental type stuff, nature sounds, or you can go the other route and do something that is super uplifting and upbeat and everything that will put you in a good mood. That one kind of goes back and forth for me whether I can tolerate it or not. For the most part, I like to listen to something that's peppy and upbeat for something like that because it helps to distract my brain. But if I'm in the middle of a really big flare, any noise like that, I'm super sensitive to, so it's a lot better to have something that's really soothing and really low. So yeah, tip 4 was to listen to music, and then tip 5 is to talk. So if you have someone that you can one either is going to go to the appointment with you, or two that you can call on the phone, like a parent or a sibling, a significant other, your best friend, anybody like that is super, super awesome. And I would personally advise not talking about your doctor's appointment. Talk about, unless there's something that you need to work through, but talk about something that you find relaxing and enjoyable, and let that take your mind off of your appointment before you go. So yeah, tip 5 is to talk about it. Oh, and you can also text if you want to. That works really great, or Facebook Messenger. Sometimes I don't even know what I want to say, and so I will find like funny memes or comics or something like that, or funny videos, and I'll start sending those back and forth with someone, and that helps a lot to take my mind off of thinking about the appointments. So yeah, those are my 5 tips that I have, and I hope that that helps. Sorry so much for the rambling. And let me know if you have any tips that work really great for you. I'm always happy to learn about more, and let me know if you give any of these a try and if they work for you. So I hope that all of you are having a great day, and I will catch you later. Bye.